Welcome back. You're looking at a brand new truck, some brand new wheel options, and some brand new tires for me. These Proline Hyrax. Finally picked up a set to test, and I think I want to put them on the Gladiator. So you can see I popped them out here, and they feel really good. They've got some foam in them. I've got this little plastic wheel, and that's about the width of them here. So I've already been playing around with these new wheels and some foams and different tires, but I wanted to kind of take it back to zero and just show you these guys. So first off, these are WT micro wheels from Etsy. These are resin printed. Let's see if we can get a good focus here. So you can see that a little bit of rub there where I've put these on and off on that one, but these are the wide Hawaiian style. Then these are super similar. They're the Weld style wheels. They're just, I think they're called wide, but they're the same width. So these are both really wide, really detailed, nice finish. And then this is the third, which I love, just super scale, lots of great detail, two-tone painted, and then the ring is put on last. So you can see these are plastic, they're non-vented, so they don't weigh a lot. So your option is to friction fit or to glue your tires. So I don't really want to glue tires, so I've been playing with different foams, different widths, and different tires to see what works. And these Proline Hyrax seem to grab really well. The racing claws, I'll throw those on there as well. They grabbed. Some of the RC four-wheel drive really fit well. The wider the tire, the less it actually fits well on this, I think, because it's already wide. The skinny ones with these foams stretch, and so that helps them keep the tension on the wheel. So these are Little Nova Crawler Innovations microfoams. So I've been using these for a while, and you can cut these down to the width you want. But what I found is using the full width, even in this skinny little Hyrax, is perfect for these wide style wheels. Now these you can get away with maybe potentially the foam came with the tire, and we'll look at some super swampers on these guys. But I think that's enough talk for now. Let me get some tires fitted on these rims real quick. Shouldn't take long. No screws, no glue. All right, before I get these mounted, just a quick kind of comparison. So there's the Hyrax tire and foam. That's the foam we're putting in the Hyrax. That's the Hawaiian style wide rim we're putting these tires on. That's a typical rim right there. That's just an NHX wheel. And then that's the other style width. So you can see they're both wider kind of than your typical rim. So let me get these going. I figured I'd do the first one here on camera since they're so easy. So you've got quite a bit here to stuff in, but luckily it's not really hard to do. Just got to kind of find that center. And then there's no way to kind of get it all perfect in there. I just kind of work it a little bit with my finger in there as I'm rolling it around. Kind of do that, just trying to even it out a bit. And there's going to be a little folding in there. You can see there's no getting around that. But look at that already. So then let's get this bad boy in there. And then you just kind of lip it around the groove here. And then I just kind of take it and twist it a little, make sure it's seated. Look at the back here. And then once it's in there, if I hold the middle and try to twist it, it's got a really good grip to it. Whereas like I put the Patagonias on here, even with this super wide foam, and they still wanted to just turn. So potentially some tires you're gonna have to glue or just not use, but look at those. So let's get a stock one out here next to it. So quite a difference in look there. Look at that. And then these feel pretty good, but of course they're unvented, so they'll balloon out as you squeeze them. And these technically are vented because air can escape. So these really do not want to balloon out too much. But yeah, super simple. So I'll mount up the rest of the Hyrax, throw them on that, and then we'll get some tires on those and mount those to something. Look at that. That is just baller. Wow. Those Hawaiian style rims really transformed those Hyrax tires and the whole look of the vehicle. That is just freaking awesome. Really liking those, and just so much detail, super scale. And if you like deep dish wide wheels, I think these are for you. So those look sweet. So I think those are staying on this truck. And I think the next one we're going to look at are these bronze with the satin ring. All right, I've got a couple of these mounted. And you might be thinking, well, what if I don't have Crawler Innovation wide foams? Well, with these, you don't really need them. And these aren't as wide as the other ones. So these actually have the foams that came with the narrow TSL Super Swampers, which are these. And then since we just replaced the Hyrax foams, these are a little bit wider. So that's what this one's mounted in. They're a little bit wider and softer. You can kind of see a little width difference, just barely, kind of in the sidewall bulge, not much. But you know, you can pull from other tires that you're not using the foams. Here's a really wide one from this guy that's a little bit stiffer. And I tried this one on one of the wides, and it wanted to rotate. And then here's a Crawler Innovations halved, so you can get more mileage. You can cut them in half. So let's put one of these halved soft Crawler Innovation foams in here, and just compare the width to the stock TSL Swamper foam. So these will fit in there much more uniformly, since they're not double wide. I'll pop these on. And these TSL Swampers tend to really stick to these wheels. I mean, they're tight, no glue. So even with those really wide foams, it's not really pushing the tires out. So all of these feel about comparable as far as foam. So I'm just going to use the narrow foams in these for now, since there's not really a difference in look or feel. So I get those mounted up, and then I got a great vehicle to put them on. All right, here's the next test subject. And you can see we've got them mounted up. They've got the same size tire as what's on there, a little bit lighter color bronze. I really like the trail wheel coloring, the bronze, and the wheels look great, but they just don't look super scale. I tried them with these RC four-wheel drive scale hubs, and they just stuck out. They didn't look good. So I don't know if I'm going to leave those trail wheels on there. These may be a better scale option, since they look so scale, and they look great with the scale hubs. So you kind of see the offset of the trail rims, And this is a +4 extension on those axles. So they're sticking out a little bit, but the trail wheels typically don't stick way out. So we'll see what the offset difference is when we get these on there. There we go. Looking awesome. So nice stance, not super wide, but definitely more offset than the trail wheels. But those just look awesome, especially with the hubs. Those look great. I'm just gonna get any more scale than that. So those may have a new home on this. All the wheels had brass rings, so all of these just take that weight away, so it shouldn't affect my percentage. So we've got one more set left. I think I'm gonna mount some claws on those and pop them on another vehicle. All right, I got this claw mounted in with a full width foam. You can see there it's full Hawaiian style stretch. Looks really good. These tires are great looking. They're just really skinny. And I had them mounted on SSD rims, which are probably the narrowest. So this makes them look quite a bit meaner. And they feel great. And man, these racing don't twist at all. They are stuck. They got good grip. I've got one of these Patagonias here, and this is just with a Patagonia foam in there. But I believe I tried this with the wide as well. You can see this just slips all day long, so you'd have to glue it. So you're just gonna have to try various tires and foams to get the tire tight. So here's the original claw foam, super narrow, and I'll just show you what that does when you put it on the wide style wheel. It'll give you some trouble. One good thing about this is the freaking mounting speed. It's next to no time. Just get those seated in the rim, and then you can see without that wide foam to kind of stretch the tire, you get this kind of problem. So the narrower the tire, that super wide foam really helps it just shape and stretch. So you end up with something like this that doesn't want to wiggle side to side. So let me get some more of these wide foams in here, get them all mounted up, and then I'll put them on a vehicle. All right, I'm in process here, but I went ahead and grabbed some, what are these, Goodyear Wranglers. And these have the stock foam, and these really grab. So these are comparable to the Patagonia size, but you know, it doesn't aggressively stretch this tire because it's already wide, but it does look pretty proper on that wheel. It's holding its shape well. You can see the air slowly coming back in it when I really crush it down, because it can escape. But man, those look pretty good. And then I've got the two fronts on here with the claws. These look all right with the scale hubs. They look great with some chrome locking hubs. So there's kind of the width, and you can see that kind of stretch tire on there. So should I continue with these or swap to these bad boys? I don't know. Maybe I'll just finish out the claws and then take a look at maybe mounting these up. Well, they both look really good. The claws stretch definitely look more Hawaiian style, and then the Wranglers look a little more traditional, just because they're not stretched. But man, it's got some good width to it. So I'm torn here. I don't know which way I want to go with this guy. These are definitely softer than these. But man, I really love that tread. It looks really nice. So I'll surprise you, pick one, and then be done. All right, I went with claws all the way around for that full Hawaiian style. So that's the look of them there. I don't know if they're gonna live on this vehicle or not, but I like the wheel tire combo. All right, so here you go. You got your three options of some new super scale SCX24 rims. So if plastic is something that you're open to, typically I'm not a plastic wheel person, but these resin printed and pre-finished were just so beautiful. Like once I got my Hawaiian style deep dish wheels in, I think 2 days later I ordered the other two styles and I'm just equally as impressed. These bronze with the satin lip are just beautiful. So maybe you're running brass axles, maybe you've got hex weights already, maybe you don't need a lot of actual weight in your wheel, then these are going to be a good option for you. You're just going to have to play around with foams and tires and see what fits if you don't want to glue, which I'm not a big tire gluer since I like to switch things up. But you know, all these ones I put on here end up with a really tight fit, but you'll just have to play with some foam combinations, some tire combinations, and see what works for you. But check them out on Etsy. It's WT Micros. I'm very impressed with the quality of the prints and the design and the painting as well, or finishing. I'm not sure how they're finishing these, but just beautiful. So I would recommend them. I think they're sweet. Anyways, I'm always happy to share a new option out there for these little trucks, and this is a cool new one. So hope you enjoyed, maybe learned something, and maybe you'll pick up some of these.